The task force put together by Representative Luna and others looks like they're going to be really diving into the JFK, the Martin Luther King Jr., the RFK. But everyone was wondering what's going on with the UFO stuff, especially with how locked in Luna is to this stuff. Well, turns out if you listen to Ross Coulthart, you don't know how much of a priority it's going to be for them. And is that an issue? Well, let's listen to this whole piece on News Nation, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. But here is the piece from Ross Coulthart on News Nation talking about this very subject. Here it is.
As sightings in our skies stack up, one lawmaker now wants these whistleblowers back on Capitol Hill. Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna heading up the task force on declassification and transparency. She says that includes UAPs. And just days ago, she shared she's hoping to get Grush and Elizondo, as well as officials from the Pentagon's UAP investigation office, together. The group could meet in a sensitive compartmented information facility that's also known as a SCIF to share what is known. And for more, we are joined by News Nation special correspondent and investigative journalist Ross Coulthart. Ross, always good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
It's a pleasure, Natasha. Good evening.
Is this game-changing? Because Congresswoman Luna wants to hear more from these key figures who, by the way, you have spoken on, you have brought to News Nation, like David Grush, like Luis Elizondo. Talk to us about getting these whistleblowers into a SCIF. What will that be able to reveal that hasn't been revealed before?
Well, frankly, I have to be honest with you, Natasha, and say it's not worth a hill of beans unless the committee that Congresswoman Anna Paulina Luna leads, or rather the task force that she leads, is given the resources and the powers to do its job. At the moment, they're still trying to figure out whether or not they can get the security classifications of David Grush, for example, restored so that David can give evidence inside that SCIF, knowing that he's not breaching any national security obligations. One of the problems we've got at the moment is we've been promised a lot by the new administration, and we should hold their feet to the fire and make sure that they are leading and honouring those obligations. But the simple fact is, at the moment, Anna Paulina Luna's task force, it's a 6-month task force. She's pledged to look at not just UAPs, but also investigate the assassination of JFK and the release of those files, organise the release of the Epstein files, investigate Martin Luther King and RFK's murders as well. And frankly, I don't think there's much chance of her doing that within the 6-month period. She doesn't even have the powers of subpoena. They have to come from the actual Oversight and Accountability Committee Chairman, James Comer. So a lot of people, myself included, are getting increasingly sceptical that the administration is promising a lot to get a quick headline, but are they actually going to follow through and give the well-motivated and well-intentioned Congresswoman Luna the powers she needs? Just this week, to make my point, she had to actually publicly tweet out to the new Attorney General that the Department of Justice was failing to respond to her task force's request for access to files. And she was resorted to actually having to publicly tweet her frustration to Pam Bondi, the new Attorney General, that essentially they're not getting a response from the Department of Justice. So a lot of talk, a lot of jaw, but are we going to see any action? I think we're entitled to be skeptical.
All right, so he's getting frustrated too, obviously, and it's one of those things that we talked about on this show when they announced this task force in the first place, right? It's like, are they going to give everything to them and say, okay, you got carte blanche, go here, you got all access, go for it, and move. And then the fact, he says it, you got 6 months to put these forward, and that's why still, when we talked about the fact that they were going after these, the assassination cases first, it was like, wait, but you're so passionate about this thing. Why are you starting with these? And the answer is probably because they're tied into certain deals that were made, whether it's with RFK Jr. now, and it was always like we'll get to it eventually type thing. And I think Ross nails it here. He nails it. It's like, okay, but how do we know they're going to get the access? She's got to tweet things out right now in order to get any kind of movement, because she knows the public will say, hey, what the hell is going on here? And she's got She's got people behind her in that aspect. But okay, you've got what you need scenario, it's not. And again, good on Ross for what he said there too. He's also saying any administration, no matter who it is, if they want to get headlines and they want to do this, look, this is what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. It's the old thing that I said a million times over about the student body president who's running and it promises you pizza every single day. They promise you, but then they're not going to actually get you the pizza. And this is one of those things where, wait a minute, hold on, what are we doing here? Are you really actually trying to get the information out here to us? Are you actually going to give these people who are the task force, or is it just either the information they need, or is it just a fancy toy going, oh, we're going to get to the bottom of this, we're all about truth? And you're like, well, hey, they're asking questions that we really cannot give them the answers for. It's fine. People aren't going to be really caring about it too much. It's just, we got the headlines. We're the ones really looking to tell everybody the truth, but we're not really looking to tell them the truth. So everybody's getting skeptical now. And it's got to be increasingly frustrating for Luna and everybody else who's on that panel who was like, wait, look, this is what we want to do. We want to get to the bottom of this. We need to get the clearance for Grush back and all that. And it's one of those quotes that I quote on this show, I think at least once a week, which George Knapp said, they're better at their jobs than we are at ours, because this is one of those times where the people who have been holding these secrets for so long, it's not their first time to the dance. They understand how to play this game. They understand how to say, hey, we have new people now trying to do this. Okay, well, they're going to have to go through this tape. They're going to have to cut this. They're going to have to do this. And in order to do that, they'll have to dance through this or go through these hoops and do that. And they're not going to be able to do that because we have this in place. It's not the first time. And you get excited because it's the first time for us that it's really so public in the government. Normally it's been like back channels and other things of people trying to figure it out. And this is like we're going to get to the bottom of this. But if they don't want you to, it doesn't look like you're going to, unless there is a increasing real big press from the administration and the higher ups and the president and everybody else saying, look, this is what we're doing now. This is what we're focusing on. There's too many other things going on in the world right now that is not the focus for them. It's not. So the task force, as much as it was a nice announcement, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to amount to anything. I want it to. And if they can, within 6 months to do all this stuff, that was another little detail thrown in there that you're like, oh, 6 months? What the hell are you going to do in 6 months? So I'm not feeling too optimistic about this either. I kind of share Ross Coulthart's feelings of I don't think anything's going to happen with this task force, not in the time that they have. I think it was just kind of like, again, headline getter. But maybe I'm wrong here. What do you guys think? Put your thoughts in there. Let me know exactly how you're feeling about this news. Love to hear it. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that already. You want to relax a little bit? I'll tell you how to relax. You got to relax with Via. I've been telling you about Via for a long time. I'm going to tell you about them again. Here's Via, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. Why do I always feel like dancing when Via is part of the show? I love Via. I've been talking about Via with you guys, and I am just in love with Via because you want to feel great, and you got to feel great with the right products. And for me, that's Via. We are very proud to have them sponsoring this episode. I have absolutely fallen in love with them, and if you haven't tried them yet, you really are missing out. Whether you have to unwind, you're focusing, you're boosting your mood, Via is here to enhance your everyday and night. I'm all about that sleep. The sleep ones, the sleep gummies. Oh my goodness. They are trusted by over 500,000 happy customers. Via is changing the game in natural wellness. I love them. You really do just have to unlock the power of nature with Via's organic and vegan hemp extracts. They're perfect for relaxation and rejuvenation. Via is the only lifestyle hemp brand. They use compounds found in hemp along with active plant extracts to create products, each with special effect in mind. Whether you want to get better sleep, that's what I'm saying, ease anxiety, enhance your mood, or just get high, they got something for you. Their products range from 0 milligrams to 100 milligrams of THC, so these guys have you covered whether you're looking to microdose or enjoy more potent effects. They are the industry leader. They have over 500,000 customers served. It's made in the USA. It's farmed and crafted with care in the United States, and it's award-winning services experiencing the top-notch customer service. You got to check them out. So, if you're 21 and over, check out the link to Via in our description and use that code DTE and receive 15% off free shipping on orders over $100. And if you're new to Via, get a free gift of your choice. You're going to purchase, they're going to ask you, hey, where'd you hear about us? You got to tell them it was DTE and tell them we sent you. Enhance your everyday with Via. They are the best.